Hi guys, welcome back to another installment of uh what are we playing? Oh, Psy High. Sorry, I went to go get something to eat and an apple. Because I say I'm just gonna fucking make this one long as session because this is a really interesting game. When I was looking up the achievements, I've only got 2 out of 37. That's a really fucking amazing thing so far. Um okay, so we last left the party. Mom had anxiety because we came home an hour or two late, maybe. But she didn't have an attack. She was just worried. But okay. Let's go ahead and do this. Chapter 5 on the trail. Now you have to deal with everything you've discovered in the last couple of days. You have evidence that something very, very strange is going on at Kingsport High, and Miss Clay seems to be at the center of it. I don't think she's at the center of it. I think she's involved, but I don't think she's like the mastermind. A whole bleacher full of students at the pep rally were chanting and moving in unison. You know, at least two of them, Will and Jake, have had detention in room 14 with Miss Clay. And Miss Clay seems to be the only grown up who's using magic. After the pep rally, you promised Haley you'd talk to her about what you saw. Now it's time to talk. You invited Haley and Andrew to your house so you can all share your knowledge and make plans. You're glad you'll have both Haley and Andrew on your side. Haley's one of the smartest people in the school, and thanks to her experience on the newspaper, she's almost as interested in investigations as you are. Andrew's not only your best friend, he's also done a lot of research into magic, and there's something magical going on. What about Carl? Do you want to invite Carl to the meeting so he can help you? Um, yes, spend as much time with him as possible. Yes, I think he's a valuable ally, and no, I don't want him there. He's a valuable ally. Because I think maybe if we solve everything, him and Jake are gonna get back together, and I'll be brokenhearted, and I'm gonna fucking kill myself at prom. No, that's too fucking horrible. I'm sorry. Anyone who's reading, hearing this, watching this. Yeah, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Yeah, but I really think they're gonna get back together. Maybe. You pull out your phone quickly and text Carl. Come to my house 4 p.m. Weird stuff going on. Need your help. Help? Okay. You grin down at your phone, happy that you can count on your boyfriend to help you. See, and it keeps mentioning boyfriend. I don't trust it. That term. Maybe it's just years of me not having shit. Andrew settles down in the beanbag chair, balancing his iPad across his knee so he can take notes. Haley's taking notes on her phone, of course. She's also sitting at the desk. Carl is spread out on the floor, hands behind his head. Okay, you begin. Miss Clay is up to something, and we need to figure out what it is. Last night, she was sneaking around on the beach near Wave Crest Towers. She's on the phone with an accomplice, and she told them she had found the tide pool and could draw on it to power the vacuum. And she did something to pull magic out of the tide pool. Adults don't do magic, Andrew puts in quietly. They just don't. She'd be the only one. That's messed up, Carl declares. We also know she's doing something to make people act different. After Will and Jake got detention with Miss Clay, their behavior changed a lot. Maybe she's doing something to control people's minds. Maybe that's what the vinculum does. Something was definitely weird at the pep rally. A whole bleacher full of people were cheering in unison. It sounds impossible as you're saying it. And nobody's abilities work like that, but Miss Clay is already breaking the rules by being an adult with powers, so maybe she can break other rules too. Miss Play, Miss Clay has that new condo too. You continue. Nobody knows how she can afford it on the teacher's salary. Is she mind controlling people to get the money, or is her accomplice funding her? So we have to figure out who Miss Clay is working with, what the vinculum is, what she's doing, and how she's doing it, what her goal is. Let's see what we can find out online. Andrew says, "What do you search for?" Vinculum, really good keyword. Financial records, no, I doubt they'll have that online. Media chatter, um, who's in her classes so you can talk to them. Occult knowledge, you can find information about anything on the internet. Maybe there's something about the tide pool. Let's look up the vinculum first. You find a few companies named Vinculum. No, none connected to Mr. Pierce or Miss Clay as far as you can tell, but the most common association for the word is mathematical. It's a symbol that indicates grouping together. Well, if it's something to do with power, it's a term that Miss Clay would use, and if it has to do with grouping together, then the vinculum is the thing that's making everyone act in unison. Very interesting. You think you found all you can about that? Um, or what if they're taking kids' magic and using it to power themselves, the adults? Maybe? I don't know. It's a theory. What do you want to search for online? Social media chatter. You're pretty sure people like Jake have wiped all their profiles clean. What about the others in that section in the bleachers? What about students who are in Miss Clay's classes or who have gone to detention with her and haven't come back acting like Jake? Trying to hit the social media sites. You poke around on Instagram and Tumblr and Facebook for a while, but you can't find anything useful. You can only remember a few of the students who were sitting in that section of the bleachers, and most of them seem to have wiped their social media profiles clean. Will's deleted all of his social media entirely, and Jake's Facebook page only has his official soccer team photo. You wish you knew more about Keensport High social scene. Now what? Occult knowledge. When you first developed your powers, you poked around in some strange corners of the internet, trying to find any information that might help you figure out what was going on. Now it's time to revisit some of them. These websites don't always look reliable. They got too many capital letters, random blinking text, pictures of aliens, that kind of thing. But you've done enough research to tell which ones might actually help. And you now that you know what you're looking for, and now that you know that you're looking for information on the typo and other ways that magic can be conveyed through water, you can refine your searches even more. What you find is a site about the Salem witch trials and what they might have done in Keensport. Whoa, you say out loud, staring in surprise. Not only did the Salem witches hide out in Keensport, says the website, they actually tried to get rid of some of their magic by throwing it in the ocean. They call it the Magical Depository, the Nets of the Moon. So that must be what was in the tide pool, says Andrew. Miss Clay said that it drew on the Netses. Now you know what Miss Clay was doing with the tide pool. Somewhere off the coast of Keensport, there's a huge deposit of magic. Some of it must be carried through the water, and she can tap it into it through the tide pool. Now what? Um, Maybe we can look at her financial records now. Follow the money. Isn't that what they always say? You start from the real estate website where you found the record of the sale and trace back. Mortgage documents are confusing, long paragraphs are full of legal terms, but you don't need to know what appurtenance and amortization means to see that. The owners of the Miss Clay's new condo isn't actually Miss Clay. Got it, you exclaim. Along with Janet Clay, one of the owners of the West Wavecrest Towers unit is a company called Nexus. Wow. Fucking wow. Corporations are a matter of public record, so it's much easier to find information about that. It turns out that the founder and sole shareholder of Nexus Inc. is Randall Pierce, as in the principal. You stare at the screen. Whoa. On the phone, Miss Clay mentioned the Nexus. That must be what Mr. Pierce named his company after. So her accomplice on the other end of the phone call was Mr. Pierce. That means you're drawing on the Nexus of the moon. Now what? Information on Mr. Pierce. Yeah, let's fucking get him. Isn't exactly trying to hide his presence online. He's claimed the domain randallpierce.com. If I go to that website, there better be a fucking website, randallpierce. I'm gonna fucking. Where's my phone? Ugh. Okay. It's a slick website that looks like something belonging to a political campaign. A bold American flag scrolls at the top, clear block letters, and links to pages marked issues, news, and meet the man. Uh, where am I? Where am I? The news page has a graph showing how Keensport test scores have risen since Mr. Pierce became principal, and a chart showing how many more scholarships the students are winning. There's no doubt he wrote the whole website himself. It sounds like one of his speeches at a school um, assembly. He talks a lot about being a model citizen, but not much about what he actually wants the students to learn or how he wants them to act besides well disciplined. He seems to care a lot more about taxes and students. So Mr. Pierce and Miss Clay want to turn Keensport High around one model citizen at a time, with the goal of building Mr. Pierce's reputation so he can launch his campaign for governor. You think you found all you can about that? Holy fucking shit, that is a fucking real website. That's fucking ace. Yeah, let me fucking read it to you. Uh, they're working hard for you. Hello, my name is Lord Randall Pierce. I'm not a fellow American, but I am fellow American. I am currently a principal at Great Kingston High School. I am also overlord in another dimension, but that is not the point here. I wish to make the I mean America great again. I've been implementing unorthodox methods of teaching, as in sending children who underperform in their classes to work camps in Siberia. It's very good labor and very, very cheap, as in free. Also, students in my Great Kingston High School have been performing much better in their classes thanks to my associate, Miss Clay, and I. We hope to spread this knowledge across the USSR, I mean America. Donkey American face. Oh my god. The guy looks like Ben Carson. That's a fucking weird ass cool website. It's also very fucking cool. And the post above it says Rando Pierce. Well, it's the I guess the logo. Randall Pierce, your new overlord. Oh wow! I fucking hope someone's an alien or undocumented worker. That was really cool. What do you search for online? I guess we can find out who's in Miss Clay's classes. You can easily find class lists online, and you scan them for familiar-looking names. Westbrook, says Haley, praying at the computer and says he's on the newspaper staff. He's kind of over-enthusiastic, but he's a good kid. Oh yeah, he's the freshman who nearly ran you over in the hall when you were trying to find Haley's stolen phone. You know he's willing to talk to you at least, so maybe you can get information out of him. I think we're done now. You flip your laptop closed, satisfied that you've gotten all the information you can from the internet. Anything else you want to learn online, you'll have to do at school. On Sunday evening, you've got plans to hang out with Andrew at his house. A little homework, video game playing, the usual. Andrew's mom, Cheryl, the one of his moms that you've always been closer to, greets you at the door with a friendly grin and hug, and you head up to Andrew's room. The two of you settle down, laptops open, and put strewn about over most available surfaces, and get to work. After an hour or so, you take a break for video games. Every time you and Andrew play together, you spend half your time actually trying to win the game, and half your time trying to find the most ridiculous thing you can in the video game. Spinning in circles, dancing, throwing random objects at each other. Oh my god, this is me. This is me and me. By the end of it, you're both laughing so hard you're practically falling over each other. That's awesome, right? Yes, I wish every day could be like this. It's pretty fun, yeah. Actually, I should get back to work. This is distracting. Not as awesome as it used to be. I don't think Andrew and I enjoy the same thing. You keep saying that. I don't fucking understand. Yeah, I guess every day could be like this. I think everybody wants that day. Hanging out with your best friend, laughing at the same jokes. What could be better than this? You hate to put down the game controller and get back to work. After the game's in, you're both a little distracted. Not surprising considering what's been going on in the last few days. Every time you look up, Andrew's staring out of the window or staring blankly at his computer screen. And one time when you look up, he's staring straight at you. Are you okay? You've been acting really weird lately. Do I have something on my face? I don't say anything. I just stare back and wait for him to talk. um, let's have to have something on my face because that's um. No, Andrew. Oh no, Andrew mumbles, and then it all comes spelling out. I'm sorry. I really have. I've been trying so hard. Andrew's voice is shaking with intensity, and deep emotion fills his blue eyes as he looks at you. But I love you, Andy. I think I have for a long time. I just didn't know it. I love the way you don't give up on your cases. I love that we can talk about anything. I love the way that you help people. I love how smart you are. I love the way your hair looks in the sun. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to freak you out or run away, but I really love you, Andy, and I just can't not say it. I want you to be my boyfriend. I know you're going out with someone already. And I'm sorry if this is really weird. I don't want to hurt you. All I want to do is kiss you right now. Oh, yeah, fucking whoa. Yeah, fucking whoa. Andrew's in love with you, your best friend, the person who's been there for you since kindergarten. How do you feel about that? I think I've been in love with him for a long time. I never thought about it until now, but I do love him. I never thought about it until now, and now I'm really confused. I need to think about it. I don't feel the same way about him that he does about me. I'm not in love with him. I'm in love with. I don't even know if I'm in love with Carl. Let's think it over. Um, Andrew's awesome. You know he'll always be there for you, and there's nobody you'd rather hang out with. But love, that's huge. You just don't know. I'm sorry you begin. I don't know. I've never thought about you that way. I think you're great. I mean, you're my best friend, but I don't know how I feel. Can I think about it, please? Andrew swallows hard. It's okay, he says quietly. I understand. You leave pretty soon after that. You really hope this isn't going to make things awkward between you and Andrew. Monday morning arrives and you head to school to do more investigation. First order of business, talk to Colin Westbrook. Can he really like Miss Clay that much? You station yourself outside Colin's homeroom and wait for him to arrive. The instant he sees you, he breaks into a huge grin. Oh, hi, Andy, he says eagerly. Hi, you answer. Can I ask you a few questions? You didn't think it was possible, but his grin gets even more eager. Really? Oh, sure, definitely. What do you want to know? What kind of approach do you want to take with Carlin? Carlin. I can't English. Friendly. He already wants to help me, so I'll work with that. Intimidating. He's a frosh. Who says frosh? Nobody says frosh. Let's be subtle. Are you on the math team? If you get him talking about math, that should bring him around to talking about Miss Clay. Bingo, it works. Not yet. Colin answers with the usual eager grin, but Miss Clay thinks I should be. Really? Your surprise is real. That sounds unusually supportive for Miss Clay. I mean, I'm sure you're good enough at math, you add hastily. I didn't think Miss Clay went in for coaching students like that. Oh, yeah, she's great. She really wants everyone to succeed and get into good colleges. She wants me to be on the gold crown team. As Colin talks, you look more closely at him. Is the reason he's so enthusiastic about Miss Clay's teaching the same reason Will and Jake seem to respect her so much? As in, has he been mind controlled or whatever's going on with him? I think Colin's just fucking weird. Actually, you think not. Colin's shirt is rumpled and untucked, his backpack slightly unzipped, and his hair sits up at odd angles. That's nothing at all like the crisp tidiness of Jake's and Will's clothes. Plus, in all Colin's chatter, he hasn't mentioned the big picture, any catchphrases that Will and Jake used. Colin seems to actually like Miss Clay. What's the Gold Crown team? It's a new club. It's for the best students at Keensport to help them get ready for applying to colleges and scholarships. Mr. Pierce is running it himself, and Miss Clay helps. He hesitates, looks nervously around, and adds in a lower voice. I like it better when Miss Clay's there. Mr. Pierce is kind of scary. Okay, you think. That fits with what you know about Mr. Pierce and his ambition for Keensport High. The more students who get into college, the better he looks. Also, he's kind of scary. You've been really helpful. We're done. Go away. Thanks. Um, let's just say thanks. Colin scurries off down the hall. So Miss Clay has some sincere fans. Mr. Pierce, not so much. Let's order of business. What's going on in room 14? The common link among everyone whose behavior has changed is that they've been to detention in room 14 with Miss Clay. You're willing to bet that the vinculum, the thing that she was powering with the typo, is in room 14. You really need to get a look at what's in that room. The trouble is, you have to absolutely be certain Clay isn't there. You could try to sneak in late at night when you're certain she's gone home. I don't think she would go home. There would be almost no chance of being caught then, but you have to figure out how to get through some locked doors. And if you're caught on school grounds in the middle of the night trying to break into one of the detention rooms, you could get in some serious trouble or even be arrested for trespassing. Another time when you know Miss Clay won't be there during the weekly math department meeting, third period on Tuesday. The trouble with that is that third period is when you have English class with Miss Rivera. You have to get out of class somehow. Um, or maybe you don't have to go in room 14 at all. You can try seeing what's going on. That's less reliable, but runs no risk of getting caught. Let's try sneaking in during third period. How are you going to do that? All right. To get into room 14 during third period, you'll have to get out of Miss Rivera's English class somehow. How are you going to do that? Pretend to be sick, cut class, pretend you have a book project for the newspaper. I think Haley can do that. I'm so sorry, Miss Rivera. You say doing your best to look trustworthy and responsible. I really want to be in class, but I need to work on something for the newspaper. Miss Rivera nods as if that makes perfect sense. Of course, I trust you to make up the material that we covered today in class, Andy. That was easy. The basement is wide open and nearly deserted. Everyone's in class or teachers or in a teacher's meeting that's keeping play away. You waltz right down and then start waltzing and start sneaking. Because the thing about the basement being wide open is that other people can come down here as easily as you can. Very quietly, you ease open the door to room 14 and slip inside. It's utterly quiet, neat rows of desks standing in the dark, silence like tombstones in a graveyard. As soon as you step inside, something starts tugging at the back of your mind. You've never felt anything like this, but you know something is tuning into the part of your consciousness where your magic lives. There's enormous power here, and it's just outside your awareness, as if out of the corner of your eye you had caught a glimpse of something huge. What do you do? Oh, wait. There's something in the supply closet. You know there's something there, something magical. What do you do? Use my clairvoyance? No, because if I use my clairvoyance, I'm gonna have to tune out. Fling open the door, open it slowly. Then yeah, we're gonna open it slowly. Who knows what's in there? You don't want to go barging in. Very slowly, you twist the doorknob and start to ease the door open. It's a column of shiny metal about 3 feet high, crowned with a network of silver-colored wires and webbed by a lattice of white light. As you watch, you see the lines on the side of the column shift and curve until they form a well. Pulses of white light travel among the wires, clean and bright like the sun glinting off the ocean on a summer day. The thing is bound together by magic made physical, threads of tangible power that make up the web, pulses of magic that circle around the wires and thrum in your mind like bass notes so deep you can't hear them, only feel them. All around the base of the column is written "vinculum" in bold block letters. That's what's been changing people's behavior. It's powerful, magical, and it's nothing like you've ever seen before. How do you feel looking at it? Fascinated. It's powerful and intricate. I want to know more. Repulsive thing is hurting people. Satisfied is solved a big part of the case. Proud. It's the thing that's making Kingsport High a better place. Confused. The vinculum is helping people get better grades, but I'm sure mind control is not the right way to do that. Okay. I feel satisfied. I know what the hell the vinculum is. I know where it's at. You love this part of your job. When all the pieces fall together and you finally understand what's going on. This is the cause of all the strange behavior around Kingsport High. Eventually, you'll have to figure out what to do next, but for now, you can just feel satisfied about having solved another puzzle. You close the door to room 14 and start to head for the staircase. Behind you, you can hear the sound of footsteps, two sets, one in clicking high heels and one in soft shoes. You quicken your footsteps, trying to get around the corner before those other people spot you. I think it should be fine, says one of the words, a very familiar voice, Mr. Pierce. All right, says the other person, Mrs. Danforth, one of the secretaries. I'll make a note of it. You hurry even faster. The voices fade into the distance as you duck into the stairwell and dash up the stairs. They didn't spot you. When you arrive home, Mom and Dad are as usual curled up on the couch watching TV. They both look up at you as you come in, their expression easing from worry into smiles when they see you. You head upstairs to process what you've seen. Um, a few minutes later, after your door closes, you hear your parents start talking again. When are they going to announce layoffs? Dad asks. Next week, I think. I'm pretty sure I'm safe this time around, but you've been really lucky, Dad finishes. How long can that last? Right? We can make it on one income. Dad is trying really hard to sound confident, but even he doesn't seem convinced by his words. No, we can't, Mom's voice raises shakily, as she quickly pulls it back to a hush. Trust me, I've run the numbers. Of course she has. She's an accountant. She runs the numbers on everything. What about Andy? We're going to look at colleges. There are scholarships. It'll work out. Money trouble. Again, how do you feel about that? Really worried. What if Mom does get laid off? What will we do? Determined to get a scholarship. I have to go to college no matter what it takes. Confident that will work out. I trust my parents. Jealous of people who don't have to worry about. I would be a little jealous. Um, all of this would be very me. Let's say I'm confident that it's gonna work out. They've already gotten through hard times before, and you're positive they'll get through any hard times that come in the future. You hope they won't have to, of course, but you know they can. It'll be okay. The next day in English class, you notice Miss Rivera looking at you a little more closely than usual. Do you want to tell her the real reason you weren't in class yesterday? Yes, I want to help her stopping Miss Clay and Mr. Pierce. I know I don't trust any adults for right now. No, I don't. I'll talk to her about something else. I want to stay on her good side. No, I don't want to tell her anything. When class ends, you file out of the room with everyone else and pause by Miss Rivera's desk to give her what you hope is a winning smile. You know, I'm really enjoying Wordsworth. Miss Rivera grins. I thought you might like romantic poetry. You seem like the kind of person who would. I hope we'll be hearing from you in our discussion tomorrow. You nod and head out. You're relieved she's not angry with you. I fucking love poetry. The next day, you reconvene your little investigation group to give a full update on what you've discovered. The device in room 14. How it works and what you think it's doing. When you're done, Andrew shudders. This is so wrong. Bastards, Carl spits. Brainwashing people, I should have known. This school is so messed up. Haley nods her agreement. Mind control, it's terrible. We have to stop it. Maybe the vinculum can be used for doing something else, something better, but we have to make it stop changing the way people think. How's she doing it? Haley wonders. She has to be drawing magical power from the nexus, Andrew says. Just like he trails off and glances over at you for a moment, just like us, he means. Well, just like everyone else, he finishes. The real question is, asks Haley, looking around the room at each of you in turn, what do we do about it? It's a very big question. What do you do about the nexus? Is there anything you can even do about the nexus? You're not sure. But the vinculum, that's something you can affect. Do you want to destroy it? Do you want to study and see if you can use its power for your own purposes? Or do you think that's what's doing, or do you think that's what, do you think that what it's doing is good for Kingsport High? Do you want to make it even stronger? Destroy is controlling people's minds. That's wrong. Study. It's fascinating, powerful. I want to know more. Make the vinculum more powerful. It's doing good things for people. I want to help. Let's fucking destroy it. Everything about the vinculum makes you feel sick. It's taking away people's free will, changing their personalities, making them into mindless conformists. It's horribly wrong. You'll do everything in your power to destroy it. Okay, says Haley. You said that it has threads of magical wound around it. Andrew dives back into the internet and searching on those occult websites that you're starting to admit are pretty useful. So I don't think that my magic can interact with it. Mine only affects myself, but yours affects other people, Andy. So maybe you can do something about it. Okay, if it's powered by those threads, Haley reasons, then if you want to change what the vinculum does, you just add some threads of your own, right? Right, Andrew agrees, but his eyes are worried as he looks at Haley over the top of the computer. The more your magic that's in it, the more effect you'll be able to have on it. I mean, that's logical, but it will take a lot of magic to affect it. That'll be a pretty hard thing to do. And won't Miss Clay notice? You shake your head. If we add a little bit of magic at a time over a couple of months, she won't notice a change. You sound pretty confident as you say. Are you really that confident? Of course, I know my magical abilities are, and they're definitely up to a challenge. Not really. I'm more hopeful than confident. I'm not confident at all. That's a super dangerous idea. Um, yeah, I'd hope I know what the hell is going on. Okay, Andrew replies, looking a little less worried than before. But that will still take time. You definitely can't hang out in room 14 without Miss Clay noticing. Didn't they say room 14's in the basement? Isn't that kind of fucking weird? Or is it just me? Haley's already calling up on the floor plan. Uh, Haley's already calling up the floor plan of the school on her laptop. Maybe you can't hang out in room 14, but you can hang out on the stage. That's directly above room 14. You can work from there. You know, my brother's holding auditions for the drama club play next week. It's like you're in a tryout for the play. Oh my god. Wait, am I on chapter 6 already? Oh, I guess I am. Okay, chapter 6. The play's a thing. Now that you know what's going on in room 14, you can see the signs of it everywhere. Hayden, who always used to cut your history class, got 100 on the last exam. Matt, who always used to wear ripped jeans, now wears neat polo shirts and khakis, just like Will. Exactly like Will, in fact, the same outfit. Same as Jake, too. A conversation you overheard in the cafeteria between two kids who used to spend all their free time in the art studio. Yeah, I jumped art class from my schedule, one said in a calm, neutral voice. I don't blame you, said the other. It's really not practical. We need to think about the big picture. A month ago, they both thought art was the most important thing in the world. It was how they were going to change the world. Stop injustice, open people's minds. Now all they care about is practicality. The only extracurriculars they want to join are the student government, the prom committee, and the Go Crown team. That sounds really fucking boring. Well, maybe not prom. The biggest change of all. Everyone who's been to room 14 is serious. Caitlin used to be one of the biggest jokers in the whole school, but she hasn't laughed in weeks and she didn't even crack a smile when she got a perfect score on the history exam. She just nodded and folded the exam paper neatly into her notebook. The only time you seen her look even remotely happy was when Mr. Pierce stopped her in the hall and told her that she was shaping up to be a real model citizen. That's when she smiled. Ow! My fucking arm. You're not the only one noticing differences in the way Kingsport students are acting, and the art studio isn't the only place that's seen less traffic lately. Two more basses dropped out of the choir today. Andrew sighs as he slumps down next to you at Kingsport Combs. Wow, that sucks. Who are they? So what? That's us who they were. Andrew dipped despondently into his bowl of mint chip. It was Miguel and Jeff. They said choir was taken away from studying and they needed to think about college and the big picture you saved together. Yeah, Andrew agrees. Pretty much in those same exact words. Just like Will, just like Jake, just like Caitlin. But don't people need extracurriculars if they're going into college? You asked between bites of Rocky Road. Holy fuck, that is so fucking me. I fucking love Rocky Road. I would fucking kill someone for some Rocky Road. Uh, my favorite is Blue Bell Rocky Road. I haven't tasted it in fucking forever since Blue Bell had those listeria issues. Oh my god, I'm fucking craving some fucking right now. Andrew grimaces. They do, he agrees. Miguel's joining student government instead. It will show ambition and leadership, he said. He quotes his former choir mate with a bitter twist that sounds out of place for Andrew's gentle voice. Miguel loves singing, and now he doesn't even care. What are you going to do about this, Andy? Once I get access to the vinculum, we will stop this from happening to anyone else. This can't go on. If these people are just making different choices for themselves, there isn't anything we can really do. It's okay. I'll take care of it. I'll just say that to get Andrew to stop bugging me. I don't actually want to. No, I want to stop everything that's going on. Your enthusiasm gives Andrew a little more determination of his own. Right, he agrees, sitting up straighter. We'll stop it. Right, you say. We'll do it together. Andrew finishes his ice cream and unfolds out of the low chair to his full height. Okay, I need to get home. Mother's out of town and Mama's working late, so I need to watch my sister. For the last 2 years, the president of the drama club, and therefore the director of the play, has been Nate Johnson, Haley's twin brother. Like his sister, Nate has a taste for the classics, so he tends towards old school plays. He's never done anything more recent than the 1980s. His most experimental production was a staged adaptation of Langston Hughes' poetry. So you're not surprised when you see posters around school advertising auditions for Our Town by Thornton Wilder. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's a snapshot of life in a New Hampshire town at the beginning of the 20th century, focusing on the story of two young people, George and Emily, who fall in love and get married. It's about love, lost, family, eternity. Pretty heavy stuff. Still, it's a popular choice for high school drama clubs in your area because it has so many speaking parts. And because it's easy to get into character whether when you're playing the residents of a small New England town. Uh, why did I even do that? I don't know why I made that noise. The biggest and best role is the stage manager. The stage manager narrates comments on the action, breaks the fourth wall by speaking directly to the audience, and offers wise advice to characters in the afterlife. Traditionally, the stage manager was played by a man, but in modern productions, it is not a gender specific role. Most members of the AV club work on the tech crew for the drama club plays, making sure the lights and sound are working properly. So you got a decision to make. How do you want to be involved in the play? If you want to be absolutely sure you'll have time to scout around the stage and set up your plan for room 14, playing the stage manager will give you the chance to do that. You'll be at rehearsal, but the stage manager is the biggest part, which means it will be the hardest to get and the hardest to play. There'll be more competition for that role than any other, and you'll have to do a lot of work to memorize all those lines. It might be safer to go for a smaller role. There are plenty of roles that only have a couple of lines, and if you aim low, you can be more confident you'll get the part you want. On the other hand, if you get a smaller role, you won't have as much time to scout around the stage. You'll hardly be at any rehearsals until tech week. So you'll have to do all your preparation in that 1 week. Or if you don't want to be on stage at all, you could be on the tech crew, building sets, setting up lights and microphones, that kind of thing. Your friend Jessica is the head of the tech crew, and you're sure she'll let you help out. She wasn't interested in it at all last year, but over the summer she got the power to turn lights on and off with her mind. Nate snapped her up for the crew immediately. That'll give you more chance to sneak around backstage. If you're playing the lead role, you'll be on stage most of the time. Like playing a smaller role, you'll have less time to set up your plan because you'll be doing most of the work near the end of the rehearsal process. What do you want to do? Let's go for a smaller role. Cause tech, let's see, few more chances. No, let's go for a tech crew. Why? I hate being the center of attention. It would be more fun than acting. That's the best way for me to set up my plan. I want to play it safe. Alright, good luck. Anyone can just show up in paint sets, but if you want a position with more responsibility, as in the one that'll give you enough time to freedom to wander around backstage to work your magic on the vinculum, you'll need an interview with Jessica to convince her you're competent enough to do the job. Uh, so after school, you head to the storage closet for costumes and props, where Jessica has set up a few chairs in the corner to make an office. Prepare to make your case. She's tall, with hair so dark it's almost black, a light sprinkling of freckles on her fair skin, and very bright blue eyes that always look thoughtful, as if she's trying to figure out how things fit together, which she usually is. Right now, she's trying to figure you out. So, what do you like to do, Andy? I know you've done good work with the AV club, so I want to put you where you'll be most helpful. Where do you think you'd fit best? Impress her with my strength. She needs people to lug around heavy props and set pieces. Impress her with my reliability. She needs people that she can count on. And try to read her thoughts to see what she wants. Um. Oh fuck. Or I can tell her. Damn, I don't know fucking know which one. I think we should maybe let somebody in on what we're doing. It's a bit risk to tell anyone about your plan, but you're pretty sure you can trust Jessica to stand by you when you're defending against a threat to people with powers. She's been teased with her abilities, and she's good friends with both Nate and Haley. Can I tell you something you ask carefully? In private and confidence? Jessica gives you a curious little frown. All right. You make sure nobody's in the hallway. Close the door to the props room and come back to sit across from Jessica again. Look, you begin. I understand why you're surprised I'm volunteering. I haven't done anything like this before. The real reason I need to be on the crew is so I can get into the broom closet off of room 14 without any teachers getting suspicious. Jessica looks a bit suspicious herself. What? You know how people have been acting differently. You can. Jessica nods, frown deepening. It's because there's something in room 14 that's affecting people's minds. Kids who get in trouble, gets into detention, they come back acting different. And people like us are being targeted more than others. You see Jessica's hands tense and her eyes sharpen rarely. She knows what you mean by people like us. That's what happened to Will Nichols and Caitlin Thomas. We're in danger, Jessica. You and me and everyone like us. I need access to the stage room because room 14 is directly below it. There, you said it. Now all you can do is hold your breath, waiting, while Jessica studies you with that analytical gaze of hers and decides. I trust you, Jessica finally says, her voice quiet and her eyes determined. If you say what you're doing is to protect us, then I believe you. You're one of the people who's working hardest to keep us all safe, and I know you'll always be on our side. What do you need? Your breath, your breath lets out an sigh of relief. Thank you. Maybe this plan is going to work after all. What I need is to spend a lot of time on the stage. Jessica nods. All right, you're on the crew. If anyone asks why you're hanging around the stage, you tell them to talk to me. It looks like you won yourself a new ally, so you're going to be on the tech crew. You know you got a lot of work ahead of you, but both in the play and in your plans for Room 14. Time to get started. On Sunday afternoon, your little group gets together at your house to discuss your plans. Carl sprawled out on the floor, Andrew curled up on the beanbag chair, Haley at the desk, and you, where are you sitting? On the floor, it's more comfortable. At the desk with Haley, I like working at it. I don't like working on it. I like being on the bed. Being on the bed is why I have a new bed. Because I fucking wrecked the other one. You're starting to look forward to these meetings, not only because it means you're getting work done on your plans, but also because you have a group of friends you can count on. People who know the same things you know, people you trust with your secrets. You're trying to feel like you share more with these people than you do with anyone else. So what happened with the play? Haley begins as she opens a new set of notes on her phone. I'm on the tech crew, you reply. Great job, Andrew says enthusiastically. Haley's more focused on the plan. So you'll be able to spend enough time on the stage and in the auditorium that you can affect the vinculum. I hope so. So what else do you know? Well, everyone's been talking about the prom being on a boat. It turns out Mr. Pierce was the one who suggested it. I didn't. That's fucking weird having it on a. I mean, it's not out of the ordinary to have it on a boat, but with the magical crap being in the water, maybe. Haley wrinkles her nose. I didn't think Mr. Pierce cared about the prom. I thought he was only interested in test scores. So did I, says Andrew, but apparently it was his idea, and Jake joined the prom committee. It has to be connected, says Haley. Why else would Jake and Mr. Pierce be interested in the prom? They have to be planning something. What you're doing with the vinculum is still really important, Andy. Andrew says with an encouraging smile. It soon fades away, though, as he adds, it sounds like even after you've done that, it won't be over. No, it won't. But you have to get through the play and work on the vinculum first. You got a lot of work ahead of you. Alright, I'm gonna end chapter 6 here. This is probably video 4, I think 4 or 5. I don't fucking know at this point. Um, it's, this is getting really good. I'm really fucking excited. Prom's coming up. Uh, we might destroy the vinculum. Uh, we'll see if we're together with Carl. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's really fun. Until then, bye.